Imagine this. You just watched Apple's keynote and your brain is still buzzing. Apple somehow made the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max look like the most tempting thing on earth. That too, tone design is fresh. The new camera plateau is screaming, "Look at me." And then there's that cosmic orange color, the one nobody saw coming, that makes you want to upgrade just for the flex. But here's the real question: should you actually ditch your iPhone 16 Pro Max after just a year? Or is Apple just working its marketing magic again? Welcome back, viewers. James here. If you love staying ahead on all things tech, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Let's dive in, because this year's iPhone upgrades are sneaky. Some obvious, some hidden, and I want to help you figure out if it's actually worth the jump. First up, displays. At a glance, you might think nothing's changed, same 6.3 and 6.9-inch sizes, but Apple quietly doubled the outdoor contrast by cranking peak brightness to 3000 nits. This won't just look slightly better. It's the kind of boost that makes the screen easier to see even under blazing sunlight. Combine that with Ceramic Shield 2, which Apple claims is 3 times more scratch-resistant, and you might finally survive a year without a case. Performance, though, is where things get really spicy. Apple ditched titanium and went back to aluminum, not just for nostalgia, but because aluminum cools better. That, paired with the first ever vapor cooling chamber in an iPhone, means this thing can run at full power way longer without melting your hands. Apple says sustained performance is up 40%, which is insane when you remember they usually brag about 8–10% yearly gains. Throw in a rumored bump to 12 GB RAM and GPU-level neural accelerators for on-device AI, and this is easily the most future-proof iPhone we've seen yet. If you game, edit, or just love raw speed, you'll feel this one. But let's be real, the cameras are what most people are going to upgrade for. The front camera now uses a square sensor that can reframe after the fact, perfect for switching between portrait and landscape selfies without retaking the shot. On the back, every single lens is now 48 megapixels. No more resolution jump when you switch to ultra-wide. And here's the kicker. That telephoto lens can now do 8x optical zoom by cropping the 48MP sensor. Digital zoom, that just got bumped to 40x. And weirdly, it's actually usable now. Apple even added dual capture, so you can shoot with front and back cameras at the same time. Vloggers rejoice. Apple claims the entire keynote was shot on the iPhone 17 Pro, which sounds like a flex until you realize it's actually kind of wild, because they were using ProRes RAW Log 2 and even Genlock sensing for multi-camera shoots. Basically, this iPhone is turning into a legit cinema rig for anyone who wants to push it that far. On design, Apple slimmed things down slightly, shaved some weight, and said goodbye to black. Cosmic Orange is the star this year, with silver and deep blue backing it up. Storage starts at 256 GB now, and if you're feeling wild, you can go all the way to 2 TB, though at 2000, that's more laptop territory than smartphone. Battery life also gets a serious bump. The Pro Max now claims 39 hours of video playback. That's about 15–20% better than last year, and should finally get most of us through even the craziest day without hitting low power mode. And thanks to Apple going eSIM only worldwide, they had extra space to fit that bigger battery. So, is this an upgrade you should rush out and buy? If you skip the 16 series, this is the year to jump back in. Even if you're on the 16 Pro, the combination of cooler performance, massive camera upgrades, and better battery life might tip you over the edge. But if your 16 Pro Max still feels fast and takes great photos, you're not missing out on anything game-changing, so save your cash. What about you? Are you tempted by that cosmic orange, or are you holding out another year? Let me know in the comments. And if you've made it this far, drop a dolphin emoji so I know you're one of the real ones.